With these Pro Minute video series, Dr. Klee will share some of his secrets with you on how to become a better flutist.
Hello, my name is Dr. David Klee, and welcome to another Pro Minute. Today we're going to talk about advanced exercises for superior tone development. Tone is very important on a flute, obviously, and unfortunately a lot of students don't really work on that area. They'll work on scales, they'll work on tonguing, but they don't work on the tone development. And what the truth is, when it comes out there playing a slow piece of music, that's where it starts showing where they have lack development as far as their tone production. Two of the books I've either used myself as a student or I use now as a teacher. There's a book out there called Tone by Trevor Y. And then there's another book, my all-time favorite, is called Tone Development Through Interpretation by Marcel Moise. That is a fabulous book, and it really will work a student hard. When I was growing up, a lot of my flute teachers, we didn't even have books, they didn't use books, they would just write out exercises. And some of the simplest exercises were probably the most effective. And one of them was, they would set the metronome at 60, that's quarter note equals 60. And then what they would do, they would have 4 measures of tied whole notes. And it's 60, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, really slow. And then what they would do, they would have me like play a G scale or something, and I'd start with G on the bottom of the staff, and then they would have me do a series of exercises where maybe I had to play all 4 measures soft, all 4 measures loud. Other variations might be I start soft, get loud, get soft. Other variants might be loud, get soft, get loud. Others would be from soft to get loud, and lastly from loud to get soft. And I would just play simple scales, and they always made sure I practiced them in all the different ranges. So if you just did a G scale and you finished off on high G, you can see where this would really take you as far as development. And the things to think about when you work with your students is that when they work up high, everything has to do with the aperture and the embouchure, and it has nothing to do with blowing harder in the upper range. So this really works the entire region of the flute. Another exercise they used to have me do all the time that I share with my students today is slurring the octaves. This works really well because with octaves it can either be whole notes, half notes, quarter notes. You can have a whole note low G, a whole note G above the staff, and they have to slur up and hold that. Possibly even a whole note low G, a whole note G on the top of the staff back to low G, where they can get soft, loud, soft, or loud, soft, loud. You can do different things like that. The whole point is it's really developing these muscles around the embouchure and the aperture, and that's what this is all about. And how much of this should they do? Oh, I think they should do a good 5 or 10 minutes of this every day. And it will work them. It will work them hard. And what will happen over time, it builds these muscles up. It builds up these fine little muscles where they can play a pianissimo high C4, you know, or a high B4. They can do this. And all that comes from this. So in review, the books I've always used that I recommend, there's a lot more out there obviously, but these are the ones I've used, is the Tone book by Trevor Y. and Tone Development Through Interpretation by Marcel Moise. And I think if you work with your students on this, and plus these other exercises I discussed here in a moment ago, I think you'll find in time your students' sound and tone will improve. And I think you'll be very pleased with the results. This is Dr. David Klee, and thank you.